Hi, I'm Rebecca Fetzer, the Executive Director at Susanna's House. We want to thank you for tuning in to Susanna's People today. I want to introduce you today to Lisa Harris, who is our Clinical Director here at Susanna's House. I got to know Lisa way before the house ever even opened as we were working on the program, and I met her actually in the flower bed out in the front of Susanna's House as she was helping us get started on this long journey. So I want to introduce you to her and hear her great story today.
Hi, I'm Lisa Harris, and I'm the Clinical Director here at Susanna's House. I've been at Susanna's House for 6 years and in a variety of positions as a therapist and now as Clinical Director. I feel like I wear a whole lot of hats, but I really enjoy doing it all. I ended up at Susanna's House kind of almost by accident in a way. My husband and I were living in Belgium at the time that I found out about Susanna's House. We had been overseas working for the Department of Defense Dependent Schools for about 14 years. I was a school psychologist there and worked with kids and adolescents. And it had become evident that because our parents were getting older and our last child was about to leave home, that it was probably time for us to move back to the States and take care of family. So we both started looking for jobs, and one of the things I did was send my resume to Cokesbury Church because I knew that they had a recovery ministry there, and I had a license as an alcohol and drug abuse counselor. And that was something that I felt like I might want to go back to rather than staying as a school psychologist when we moved back to the States. So apparently my resume ended up on Rebecca Fetzer's desk. And after 3 or 4 weeks, I received an email, and in that email was a brochure about Susanna's House. And I clicked on it and I opened it up and I started reading it, and I got goosebumps because it was I just felt like that this was God leading me to the place that I needed to be. And this was probably in January, I think, of 2014 maybe. And they were having a work day. They were doing had a lot of volunteers coming in, working on the building and everything. So this work day fell on our spring break. And I'd come home during spring break from Belgium and came over and worked one Saturday here at Susanna's House while they were doing the renovations on the building, work outside and all that sort of thing. Got to talk with Rebecca a little bit, and she basically said, well, you know, you've got a job here when you get back if you want it. And so moved back here in June of that year for good and started working part-time here in July. We opened for real in August. And the first year I worked part-time here at Susanna's House and part-time as a school psychologist down in Sweetwater. But I really wanted to do full-time. I felt torn because there was so much here that I felt like needed to be done, and we had a very small staff at that time, just starting out and that sort of thing. So at the end of that school year, I was able to come on full-time. And we've just grown tremendously since that very beginning. And it's been a journey. It's been a journey for me that's really allowed me to grow myself, but to be here to watch so many women and children turn their lives around and learn that they are loved, that they are worth it, that they can be clean and sober and do the whole mom and family thing and do it without drugs. I've seen so many babies born not dependent on the drugs their mom was taking because they had support and they had someone in their corner and they had folks to help them know what to do and to do what they needed to do. I think that that's what it is that brings me back every morning when I wake up and think, okay, it's Wednesday and I've got all these things to do. And that's what makes me get up and come on back to Susanna's House, is the fact that I can see the changes in lives. I can see the work that God's doing through us here at Susanna's House, that as long as we're sharing His love and the knowledge that we know about addiction and a lot of other things, that we're doing what our moms need. And that's what keeps me here every day. That and just the knowledge that I truly believe that this is where God intends for me to be right now at this point in my life.